Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to do a little bit of catch up in my book album using the brand new Book Smart kit from Nelly and Clem. Now I'm not a particularly fast reader. In fact, I would say I'm a super slow reader. I don't spend nearly enough time reading. So I know that when I've got 2 or 3 photos to go into my book album like I do currently, it means I'm a little bit behind. So I'm going to work on two spreads at once this week and just try and catch up a little bit. You know, I'm not like a super believer in like being behind and catching up, but I would love to kind of finish the year sort of caught up to where I am reading. So I need to stay a little bit on track. Now, this week I haven't gone ahead and like pre-planned these layouts. I've just printed out a bunch of stuff from the kit. There are a ton of journal cards, which I love them all. So I printed about 10 or so. I'm not going to use 10 today. I printed a couple of the papers and a little selection of some of the like die cut pieces. I did have my silhouette cut these this time, just to make life a little bit simpler on myself. And so I did kind of stick to some of the plainer kind of shapes just to make sure I minimized the errors in that cutting. So you can see here I've got the 2 spreads. The first spread I've just got a little 3x4 photo, and the second spread I've got like a full page photo. I use a Life Crafted album for my book album, and sort of contrary to how I usually use my Life Crafted albums, I am actually using all sort of pocket pages for them. So these are basically traveler's notebook sized spreads, and I'm going to put them into some page protectors. So the first one I'm working on is an actual kind of book page, a book that I've read, A 3-Dog Problem by S.J. Bennett. I really enjoy these books. This is the second in the series that I've read. They're about Queen Elizabeth, who happens to be a detective, mystery solver. I really enjoy them. They're super lighthearted, good fun. And so I'm doing kind of that same vibe with this spread. So I decided that because I was working on these 2 at a time, I would do a full page on one side and then the 2 3x4 page protector on the other. That way I get to use some of these awesome little journal cards. So for this particular spread, I used the book review card at the top, which meant I could do like a little bit of journaling in there. And this bottom card is just like a library card. There are a few different colored ones in the kit. I picked yellow just to match that kind of book review card. But basically this is just kind of a filler. I get to use some of these fun little die cuts. There is this, it's not really a shelf, it's like a stack of books, and you can see here my silhouette accidentally cut it in half. So I've got 2 little pieces instead of 1 long piece, but it sort of worked out nicely because it meant that one bit fit on the bottom of the 3x4 card, and the other little piece kind of covered up one of the extra boxes on that book review card. It said like something like favorite quote or something like that, and I didn't actually pull out a quote. It's not really that kind of book. So I just wanted to cover that up and just run my journaling down a little bit further. So the books that were kind of cut off filled that space in nicely. Now I didn't have a little star stamp handy to kind of cover up the 5 stars there, so I just used a pen. It was a little bit darker than I thought it was going to be. I've printed all of this, including my photos, because I don't have any glossy photo paper left. I've printed it all on my printable paper, which is the Canon matte paper, and so the pen kind of soaked in that a little bit more than I thought it would, and it does, I mean, it kind of works with the blue that's in those books, so it's not super in your face, but it's definitely darker than I had intended it to be. So over on the left-hand side, I've used one of the papers. This is kind of a notebook paper, notebook stripe. I really liked it. It's super subtle and you can hardly see it on camera here, but I really liked it because the vertical line on the page is yellow, and so I've got a lot of those kind of yellow pieces in here. It's such a small detail and you barely notice it, but that was why I picked this particular paper. The mistake that I've made is that because I'm putting these full pages into protectors, I do actually need to trim them a little bit narrower than what I normally would for a traveler's notebook, just to allow for the kind of, I don't know, the fusing on the page protectors. So I do have to trim these down when I go to put them into the actual page protectors. So some of these little embellishment pieces get very close to the edge of the page. I didn't have to cut any of them off, which is cool by me, but they are very much closer than they look here on the page. So really I've just created this little cluster. I didn't have enough room. I printed all of my photos on like one A4 bit of the paper. And so I didn't have enough room to add like a white border around that 3x4 photo, but I'm just kind of rolling with it and not worrying about it too much. It looks a little bit like it's part of the cluster and not necessarily, it's not necessarily framed like I probably would like it to be. So this second spread that I'm doing is a little bit of a cheat. I bought myself some new books, so of course I had to take a book stack photo, and I really liked how it looked, so I'm going to create a whole page with it. I'm adding a few older stamps in here from Kelly Stamps, so I did add one on the previous spread, and this one I'm just adding a little shelfie on here too. The 3x4 cards were really simple for this one. I loved that quote by Roald Dahl, and plus I loved the teal color, works nicely with my photo. And there's a reading list card, which has 1, 2, 3. So it didn't quite work for like listing the books that I've bought, because I've bought 4. Technically I've bought 5, but the 5th hasn't arrived yet. So instead I just kind of used it as like bullet points for journaling, and that's it. That's my page done. Well, my 2 pages done. I feel pretty good to have caught up this quickly, and I 100% give credit to the kit for helping me do that. If you want this kit for yourself, I will leave a link down below in the description box for you. Hey guys, thanks for watching today. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, I will leave some videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you again really soon. Bye.